This is the time of year when many of our minds turn to the subject of New Year resolutions. And how many times have you set yourself a New Year resolution in the past and only wished that come the middle of the year it was still on the go? How many times have I said to myself, this is the year that I really am going to go to the gym. This is the year that I really am going to exercise more. Yet somehow by the middle of February, my best intentions have fallen by the wayside. If that sounds familiar to you, you may want to reflect on whether this is anything to do with the way in which we set our New Year resolutions. And perhaps I can offer a tip here that we stop thinking so much about a New Year resolution and think instead of a well-formed outcome. Perhaps we might have a better chance of making it stick in the medium or longer term. So what is a well-formed outcome and how is it different? Well, a well-formed outcome has got a 90% chance of actually surviving for the next few months at least, if not for the whole year. A well-formed outcome is easiest to remember if you think about a checklist of 4 letters, a jigsaw, if you like. And those 4 letters are P, C, C, W. To count as well-formed, an outcome, New Year resolution if you like, must tick all of those boxes. The P stands for positive. If I set myself a goal of stopping doing something, let's say I decide I'm going to stop eating chocolate, that's all very well, but it's far more likely to succeed if I say what I am going to eat instead. So if I were to say, every time I feel like eating a piece of chocolate, I will go and eat a handful of raisins instead, for instance. So to be well-formed, first of all, an outcome must tick the P box, P for positive. Next, I'm going to move to the W box. That's an easy one to remember. What, who, where, when, specifically. That's what the W stands for. And those of you that know about SMART objectives will find that all too familiar. So again, to be well-formed, not only must an outcome be phrased in the positive, but it must also be specific. Next, let's come to the first box with a C in it. This stands for control. A well-formed outcome is completely and totally within the control of the person who takes it on. This means that to set an outcome for somebody, let's say an action coming out of a meeting, and the individual is not present, is completely invalidated. You don't know whether it's going to be within that individual's control or not. Or to set somebody an outcome in their annual appraisal of achieving a target which is dependent on somebody else putting in their input correctly, is again not really valid. It's outside of the control of that individual. So check always that any outcome you set for yourself or for anybody else is completely within their control. And if it isn't, tinker with the objective until you're focusing just on that part which is within their control. So let's go now then to the last C, C for commitment. For a goal to be well formed, it's important that the individual taking on that goal or target is fully committed, is fully congruent and on board with carrying it out. Otherwise, the goal is likely to self-sabotage further down the road. Let me give you an example. Supposing that I say I've set myself a target to go to my neighbourhood gym every Thursday morning before work. That's in the positive. It's also very specific, and it's completely within my control. But do I really mean it? Am I really on board with it? We all have inside ourselves a thing called our inner congruence signal. What that means is the little voice that says, yes, I am really on board with that. Yes, I really will go to the gym. I'm full of the absolutely positive intentions of doing that. Or the incongruence signal, which is that little yes, but. Oh, yes, but I can't really be bothered this morning. Yes, but it's raining. Yes, but I had a late night last night and it's important to stay in bed for that extra half hour. Those little excuses that we make to ourselves. So just to recap, try a well-formed outcome instead of a New Year resolution this year, whether it's for work or whether it's personal. And when you've made your goal, put it through the PCCW checklist. Is it in the positive? Is it specific? Is it within your control? And are you fully on board with it?